Hey everybody, Lori Broccoloni here with HappyNaturalHorse.com. So we're going to go over this feed label. I'm going to try and decipher it against the big sky and see what happens. So, first ingredient is beet pulp. Okay, like the worst ingredient in the world, according to me. So this is my book, Natural Equine Remedies. And we go here, what not to feed in the chapter. Beet pulp, bran, and rice bran are all byproducts of the human food industry. They are heavily laden with pesticides and in many cases are genetically modified. In fact, all of them are genetically modified now in this world. So genetically modified means that it's been altered from its natural state into a modified genetic synthetic. It's been tampered with, so to speak, and because they are byproducts, all the pesticides and other chemicals used in the processing are concentrated. For example, chemical solvent is used to extract beet juice from beets for human consumption. The leftover pulp is what we, well-meaning horse owners, are feeding our horses. But who cares? It makes the horse look fat. That means that there are incredibly high concentrations of pesticides, solvents, and other nasty things in the senior and complete feeds that you're giving your horses whose bodies are compromised by age and other health issues. So it's up to you, but that's the first ingredient. It's also lacking in nutrients, vitamin A, selenium. It's very high in oxalates, and they bind calcium. So it appears to be high in calcium, which isn't a good source because calcium is not well absorbed. So feed your horse like a horse. You're absolutely right. Beet pulp is not a complete feed and must be balanced with the proper vitamin and mineral supplements. So why feed it at all? It's very high in oxalate, as your links show, which is binding calcium. What appears to be high in calcium, actually, it isn't a good source of calcium, not well absorbed. Feed your horse like a horse. Julie Getty. I certainly agree that beet pulp, all by its loneliness, doesn't come close to providing the adequate balanced mineral profile. Another veterinarian. And then this is a lady that talks about changing her feed. And it was like a no-brainer. Her horse became lame. She took it off the beet pulp and got better. So, I'll just show you that. So we're back here. So then we have wheat middlings. Okay, so let me go back here. And wheat middlings are really not that bad. But it's a second source in there. So, so it has wheat shorts, wheat germ, wheat flour, and they say it's tail of the meat. It's a cheap filler with no real nutritional value, so the horse can really doesn't get anything out of it. But it's basically it makes it not bind. But if fed in high quantities, it is a binding infinity, which will leach calcium, magnesium, iron, and zinc. It is, let's go back here, it is in the Big Sky Minerals, okay? And it's right there. Now, it's put here because, and it's non-GMO because they're Amish. It's put here because otherwise, if it wasn't in there, it's only 20 pounds per ton to make it fluffy. Otherwise, Big Sky would come in one brick and you would have to bust it up. So they grind it up and they add the wheat middlings, non-GMO. It's not enough to hurt the horse. Everything else in here will just throw that off and the horse won't absorb it. And sometimes you have to have, when you're feeding 100% absorbable calcium and phosphorus and magnesium, you know, it's really alkalized and you have to have a little bit of bad in there to balance it. So the horse will just throw it off. Never had a problem with it. Some people do when they have a horse with heaves, but again, and as far as it being the third ingredients, I don't think it is. I think it should be down here, but they added it up here for some reason, probably because the FDA made them. Who knows? Okay, now let's get back to, let's see, over here, this. So ground extruded soybean meal. Dehydrated alfalfa meal, not too bad. Soybean oil, salt, active dry yeast, brewer's yeast, and yeast culture. What this is doing is just grabbing all this crappy stuff and pushing it out of the horse, hopefully. You're never really supposed to force feed salt. There is salt in the Big Sky Minerals, but it's not enough. It's enough to, it's probably, he says, another 25. It's not even 25. I think it's only 20 pounds of salt per ton. And the reason why is because it needs the salt in there to make the other minerals work. So, but soybean oil. Let's go back here to my natural equine remedies. And let's see if we got the oils there. Here we go, soybean oil. Horses don't have a gallbladder, and you don't know how much soybean oil they have in there. Let's see. Cracked corn, rice bran oil is acidic. And soybean oil is high in estrogen. You know, estrogen hormone stuff. And will block iodine production, therefore attacks the thyroid, which may be seeing more and more insulin resistance. So, why is it in there? Never saw it before, did you? Go back to this picture. Okay. Oh my goodness. They throw a vitamin A supplement, have no idea where it comes from. Don't know where that vitamin E comes from, and you don't know where the vitamin D comes from. I like to know where my shit comes from. I don't know about you. Magnesium oxide. Okay. Don't know how much is in there. Excuse me, but magnesium oxide is, well, it's really hard to absorb. Now, let's go back here. And let me show you. There is magnesium oxide there. But there's only a trace amount of magnesium oxide. And the reason why is because a horse can only absorb so much oxide a day because he can't throw it off. So there's a very minimal amount. It's a trace amount of magnesium oxide in the Big Sky Minerals. And it's only enough for the horse that he can tolerate for that day because they can't throw it off. Okay? And there's your Domalite lime. Awesome, awesome stuff. Let's see. There's your magnesium carbonate. And there should be a magnesium sulfate. Where it is. Here is their salt right there. There's their magnesium sulfate. Okay. Now this is a naturally mined magnesium sulfate. This is not Epsom salt, guys. Okay. There's another magnesium sulfate. It is not Epsom salt. Okay, guys. Got it? Now let's go back here to, alright, let's go back up here to force-fed salt. In the industrial refining progress, many is 82 trace minerals and essential micronutrients are forcibly removed, leaving only a single compound of sodium and chloride. So you don't even know where your salt's coming from. I know where our salt's coming from Big Sky. I don't know where this guy is coming from. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is this is really important. Okay. This is from the Albon Institute in Utah laboratories. They have 56 patents now, and they have chelated mineral formulations. And minerals need to have a neutral charge in order to be available. If they don't have a neutral charge, they can't be readily available. So, inorganic minerals are improperly manufactured chelates, which have a high molecular weight and simply too big to go through the musca. Alabon's chelated minerals are 8 to 10 times better absorbed than inorganic minerals, and incorrectly made with chelates or pronates. Inorganic mineral forms include oxides, which is the least available that the body can use, sulfates, which are utilized better than oxides, and they are, and carbonates, which are most available in the inorganics. In fact, especially in animal nutrition, carbonates can be a little bounce and act as a buffer. Carbonate and oxide and sulfate forwards of the mineral are not nearly as available to the body as an amino acid chelate. Imagine trying to put a volleyball or even a tennis ball through a mesh on your screen door. This is what happens in the intestines when the large molecule-weighted mineral, such as calcium carbonate, comes along. It simply does not work until the body uses some dietary protein to combine with the mineral to absorb it a little bit. But most of it sails right through to your manure pile. Okay? Got that? So there's an oxide there. And zinc sulfate's good. There's more salt. Diatomaceous dirt and bentonite clay will have the bentonite will have the sulfates in there, and this is a calcium cholinate, so that's not getting in. And there's your amino complex. That's good, and that's good, and that's good. And then you have your artificial flavors and another yeast. You got like 3 yeast in there. Don't know where this comes from. Folic acid. And so this is good, but is it getting absorbed? Who knows? And there's your soybean hulls. So I would not, there's more sulfate, which is good. But this is not a ideal product. I wouldn't feed it to my horse. Let's go to back here. There's your chloride. There's your copper sulfate. This is more clay. Then it's got kelp in it, zinc, amino acid complex, which is what they need, domalite lime, which is really good in calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium too. More of the kelp and a magnesium carbonate. Now, that's not one that's going to be easily absorbable, but it's more absorbable than the oxide. And then here's your magnesium amino acid. So there's a lot of amino acid in here to help your horse absorb. And that's why horses look so good on the Big Sky minerals. Again, this is a horse before Big Sky and he was given like all kinds of crap hay, feed. I think he had like 8 pounds of feed a day, beet pulp and corn oil. And she took him off, and this is 2 weeks later. So this is just my take on one feeding label. So now they got the amino acid complex way down here. So it's only probably a trace amount. To be honest with you, I don't even think it's getting in there. So, excuse me, it's been raining like it always does in the East Coast. HappyNaturalHorse.com. I hope this explains everything. Now, your horse might look good on this for a while, But if he's in a field, he is going to go to weeds and he's going to balance himself. He's going to balance himself with the hay. He's going to balance himself with the grass. So, and I didn't get the protein on this, but you want the lowest protein there can be. So, brewer's yeast you do have to be careful with, because there's some brewer's yeast that's out there that is not absorbable, and you're just wasting your money. So, okay. Alrighty, happynaturalhorse.com. Hope this helps. Share the video. Hope this explains the Big Sky Minerals, and there will be a SoundCloud if you want to hear more about it underneath the video. Have a nice day. Subscribe to my channel and share and comment. Bye.